Hello everybody, my name's Wayne and I'm the t-shirt guy. You see what we have here? A little hole in the screen. You see the hole? When you have a hole like that, the screen's no good anymore. You can't use it for t-shirts anymore. So what we're going to do, we're going to take these staples out of this mesh and we're going to remove them. And then once we remove all these staples out, we are going to add a new mesh. So this is what happens when you have when you have something that you can't control. It's out of your control. I'm not trying to scare people. I'm just trying to show you about the facts that took place in here. One night I made a video up. I was going to make some t-shirts for a guy. I did make the t-shirts in the screen, but had to put some duct tape over it from ruining the whole job. Unfortunately, the duct tape didn't work, but the screen you can no longer use for another jobs because it's a hole in it. I showed to you already, so we have to. So this is going to be a process. Unfortunately, it's going to be a long work. All these staples out. And this is why I do not like doing this kind of stuff, because it's time consuming and it's aggravating, and that's why, unfortunately. That's why I don't like doing this, because it's like, it's aggravating as hell, because you can see how much job this takes to get this stuff out. Oops. How long does this take to get this stuff out? It's a lot of work, and unfortunately it's not good, because that's why I went down and damaging my equipment. So it's time consuming. Just want to show you a little bit of this. And then we're going to pause this till we get down to the last staple. So we're going to pause this right now, okay? Be right back. So here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to cut this out like this, right around the screen, because the screen's no good. So I'm going to cut this around, and I'm going to cut the wood. Taking this mesh out. This is no good. And so this is what you have to do when something gets damaged. You can't fix a mesh once it's cut or poked in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause this video, and I'm going to start moving all this excess stuff off the frame here. Oh, I did my webcam. See all this excess stuff all around the frame, all around here. The whole frame, all around the whole thing, you know, all this, all that. You know, like, let me show you. Let me get this up here. I don't think you can see this. Let's put this cam up here. See the whole frame. See the whole frame? All of it has to be removed on the back here. So I'm going to be doing that. So we're going to pause this video, and when I come back, I'll have it all done to show you, and then we're going to put the mesh in. Right, so here so far, what I've been doing, I've been ripping all this out, as you can see. This is going to take a lot of work before I'm all through with this. But, this is what I don't want something. This is why I don't want to break my screens or holes in the screens. Because it's going to take a long time to get this done, but we got some of the video done tonight, so we're going to go back and do some more tomorrow. And hopefully, we'll get some more of it done. So everybody have a good day, and we'll have part 2 tomorrow. Bye-bye now. Hello, my name is Wayne, and welcome back to part 2 of this video of me repairing the t-shirt screen. Today, we're going to make the part 2 video to finish this up for my YouTube channel, Custom Screen Printing. My t-shirt business outside of YouTube is Nameless T-Shirt Wear. So today you see this this video of me taking the staples out, the remaining ones on this frame of this t-shirt screen frame. We have to make sure that all the staples are removed before we can put the next brand new 110 Silkscreen and mesh into this frame to make this complete. So it's going to take a while to get this job completely done. It takes a long time, folks. I'm spraying some Simply Green on the frame of this empty frame to get this mesh on the top that you can't see to loosen up, that I can get those staples out and remove that mesh. See? Simple Green. So we are going to do the very thing that we are about to do, and we're working on this since yesterday. So a lot of this is done, but we're taking more staples out. You can see me pulling it out of the wood frame before we can get started with the new mesh. So we are trying to complete this today. We can get the screen mesh back into this frame, so we can get this up and running and get this screen done, this video done, and I can put it up on my YouTube channel. I admit that I had to record an audio over this film because yesterday I recorded it and something crazy happened to it. It made me talk a chipmunk, so I had to remove the whole thing, clean up this video, and put this voice on this video. See, I got the equipment to do that, so it's not difficult for me to do so. So what we're doing today is we're going to take all the remaining wood staples out of this frame, and once we get these all out, we can do a new mesh into this frame today, which you will see in this video today. So anyway, it doesn't take, see, if you were an amateur, now let me explain something. Now, if you were an amateur, which I was at one time, if you were an amateur one time, if you were an amateur, I was at one time, and you may say, I'd rather go buy a screen with the mesh already in it. That's okay, all right? But what if, the word if, what if the screen got damaged, right? And you didn't have the revenue to send it back? Then what do? Well, you have to take the mesh out yourself and replace it. So that is the reason why I am showing this to you today, of how you should do this and how you can do it yourself if you ever ran into that snag of doing this screen project. That's why custom screen printing is known. I put my videos under how to style, all right? And some things in this channel, I may show you how to repair your equipment. If you build the screens yourself, which I didn't build this frame. The people that built it is out of business, but the frame is still in decent shape. But I had to remove all the staples out to redo it. So like I was saying, if you buy the frame from a company when you have the mesh in it or within it, and it got ripped or it got ruined, and you don't have the revenue to send it back. What do? You have to repair it yourself. That's why I have this video made just for you, to show you how it can be done. I mean, it is a lot of work. Yes, it is. But I'd rather see you do it yourself than you buying it by setting it back with a shipping and handling charge, which is very expensive. Very, very expensive. The mesh may be expensive, but if you could do it yourself and put it in yourself, you have picked up another skill for yourself to learn. And it saves your company a lot of money. Lots of money. Now I'm turning this camera this way to see if I can get any more staples in this frame alone here. And I do see some in here, so we'll be plucking that out too on this video today. That's why I had that wrench. You have to have one of these in your shop. You can get one called a staple puller. Pulls out staples with it, and it works very, very well. So now what we are going to do is show how this is all done and how it's completed. And the next part, when after I'm done taking all those staples out, I will show you what's the next step after this is all completed. So we are going to keep working at this. Then we're going to keep going at this until this gets completed. Once it gets completed, will be a very successful video today. And if you learn to do this yourself, you can actually pat yourself on the back and say, hey, I've done something myself. And you can build up a confidence level that no one can knock down. You see what I'm saying? You can build a confidence level up. That's what this channel is all about. Custom screen printing tells everyone you can do anything you put your mind to doing. I don't care if you don't have any skill doing this or not. This is going to learn you to have skill. This is going to teach you the most important steps that you can learn in business. Repairing your own screens that are part of your press station. You know, if I had a camera at the time, I would have showed you how I built that t-shirt 4-color press. But there's a book out there that can show you how to build one, how to make t-shirts for fun and profit. They show you in the back of the book, the guy said you cannot sell the equipment once you build it. It's belonging, his copyrighted blueprint is copyrighted. He just lets people use it to build a press because no one can afford $1,000 or more to buy a real press. So you have to learn how to do it yourself. So what we're showing on here today is what we are doing, taking the remaining staples out of the screen. Hey, everybody listen. If you are a guy or a woman, I don't care if you're male or female, you can do this job too. Women and men can do anything they put their mind to. I believe that strongly. So keep watching this video and seeing what I'm doing. It's a good video that will teach you in the long run. And if you got this equipment, and normally if kids are young and they have parents that know how to build things, then guess what, kids? Your parents can build your own press for you, and you can have your own printing station in your garage, if you have a garage. So anyway, we are working pretty hard to make this video for you, to teach you how you can build or how you can fix a screen. I'm losing my train of thought here. How you can fix a screen. And that's what this is about today. So now I'm using a pair of pliers to pull these staples out instead of using my fingers, try to pull them out. I don't want to cut my fingers, but I didn't want to use my rubber gloves because I use them for other jobs, other things. See the pliers I showed you. So we're going to keep on working at this, taking those staples out, getting this frame done with, then we can go to the next step. The simple green is good to put on the frame, to put a little moisture in the frame, to get the staples to come out much easier. And we'll show you everything I did in this video once I've got the staples out of this frame, so we can go forward to the next step. So we can actually keep going. Now, we just came back from pausing this video, as you've seen what happened. So now I'm turning this camera this direction, not to show the box. I removed that. So now we're gonna do some working on the something or the frame. See what I'm doing with that too? You gotta watch your fingers. You gotta watch yourself. You don't cut your hand open when you do this. You gotta know what you're doing. And if you have parents, if you're young, they will actually do this for you by maybe, if I had sandpaper, I wouldn't be doing it. I ran out of sandpaper for my sanding machine, so I will do this very slowly, doing this, trying to pluck the excess off the screen without damaging it. So you got to be careful, okay? Once we get this done, we'll be all set to go to the next step. And that, you know what that will be, don't you? Putting the mesh on it. We are having fun today. And we're shooting my order here, man. I'm tired today. I'm really busy all the time, that's why. I never stop to think what I'm doing next. I'm always working. I'm always keeping myself very busy. So I'm hoping that this will teach everybody else how to fix a screen and how to repair it yourself. You can actually do it yourself. It'll be cool to do it yourself. And you can say to yourself, hey, I've done it myself. Imagine if you have a mother and father and you're young and you turn around and you fix the screen yourself. You can run to your dad or your mom and say, hey, look what I did. You know, it'll be something to be proud of, Bo. You'll be proud of yourself knowing you did this. And I'm going to help you do it. I'm going to help you achieve your goal today. This is what this channel is all about on YouTube. That's right. I'm here to teach the young person as well as the older person how to do this. If you want to make your own merch or make others merch for their channel, you can do it. You can do it. Now, once I get this frame done, this empty frame all completely cleaned up, you will see how the mesh goes back on this frame. So you can actually see how it's done. So we'll keep going until this is done, and then I will show you how he did the mesh on this frame when it comes up to it. So I pushed the camera back further, and you see now what I'm doing with a little piece of sandpaper. I'm going over the top, sanding it down, a light sanding over the top of the frame. What I usually do is I use a sanding machine, which I do have two of them. But I'm out of sandpaper, so I'm only using a old piece of sandpaper to lightly go over the frame of the t-shirt frame to get the excess stuff off. So we are doing this after you make a cup of coffee in a little bit too. But anyway, we are continuing to go and show you how this is done. So keep watching the video, and when you do view the video on YouTube, make sure you give a thumbs up, a comment, and share, and subscribe to Custom Screen Printing, and help me grow into 1,000 subscribers. The more people subscribe to me, the more you will see on this channel of custom screen printing. So once we get this sanding stuff going, see, this is the part that I like now. We're getting down to the part of the video that we'll be doing the important stuff soon in this video. Now I'm taking the frame off. I'm going to turn it around to the opposite direction. As you can see, that's what I'm doing right now. Excuse me for doing that. I got allergies. I'm showing you now. We're going to get ready to, I guess, to do the next step, I hope, soon. But I can't wait to get the mesh in this screen frame so you can see how it's done. But right now we're still going at this to sand it down and everything. A light sanding won't hurt the frame. It helps it out a great deal. Once the mesh gets in there and it starts putting in, and the mesh count I'm putting in this frame today is a 110. That's right, a 110 mesh, which was in here in the first place. So you'll be seeing this soon. But I'm trying to get some of this excess junk off the frame. And this frame keeps moving because they probably bolted down or clamped down with the clamps. But I'm trying to work as hard as I can to get this going. So see what I just did? I sprayed some simple green on the frame to loosen something off the frame so I can get it off. But what I'm using right now is a big mistake because what I did to the frame, I cut it. It's all right, but I wouldn't recommend that. I stopped using that box cutter afterwards because it was a bad idea. I don't use it for too long, folks, and I don't want to see any of you people using this method. I would discontinue that idea. Don't never use a box cutter on a frame. I was experienced, that's why I used it, but if you're an amateur, never use one of those. You can cut your fingers. I don't want no one injuring themselves I'm lightly sanding that down now. So I don't want no one injuring themselves. So when you do this, never use a box cutter on the frame. I shouldn't have did that myself. I was putting myself at risk too. Putting myself at risk to cut my fingers too. I should never have did that. It was a dumb idea. So anyway, we'll keep lightly sanding this screen down. This frame, I should say, down a little bit. And once I get this going, then we can put the mesh color on this frame. And once we do that, you'll see the main idea getting done now with this. Once it starts going, you'll be all excited to see how this is done. It's a lot of work, folks. But like I said, if you can do this yourself, then you'd be proud of yourself that you did this, because you're doing it yourself and no one else is doing it for you. So it's excellent. So let's keep going. Let's keep going, and let's keep doing the best job we know how, because it will benefit you. It will benefit you in the long run. So let's keep going, and we'll get things done here. I'm standing over the frame right now, my two thumbs showing. I was thinking at the time, seeing what I was going to do next. And I guess I kept playing with that too. Yeah, take some water in my mouth. I'm getting dry, folks. My mouth is getting dry. When I talk a lot, I get my mouth dried out. But see, I'm doing this audio for this film because the audio in this film was messed up. So I had to erase the audio and narrate this film for this video. So we're going to keep going. And hopefully we'll get the mesh going pretty soon. So we can get this frame completely done without an issue. You know, one time I was trying to record this audio. I ended up dozing off on it. I had to do it over. So, but anyway, we have to get this going. We have to finish this. I'll be glad when we do start finishing this video for all you to see. I'm narrating this video, let everybody know that this video is narrated by me, the owner of Nameless T-Shirt Wear, which owns Custom Screen Printing YouTube channel. That's right. You see me at my face a lot of times in my live stream printing on YouTube. So we'll get this going pretty soon. Once you get to the last part of the video, it'll be exciting to see. Now here we go. This is the mesh. Now we're getting down to the fun part of this video. The fun part of the video is doing this. This is a fun part of this video, trying to put your own mesh in this frame. This is a tough job right here. But you can do it. Anyone can do this, but it has to take a lot of patience You got to learn how to line it up properly, that it will be lined up properly. So I'm tightening the clamps up. And now what you have to do is you have to work on tightening the mesh up. That the mesh will have to be as tight as possible. That you can actually make sure there's no dips in the mesh when you're putting it in. You have to make sure everything is done properly to make it work. The tighter the tension, the better the screen's going to print the logo up. So that's why we have to make sure we have a nice tight tension for this frame. It's important to have a tight tension. So that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm trying to tighten up the tension. And what I'm doing is I'm not showing you on here. When you see me when putting the staple gun out, the staple some staples into the frame on top of near where the clamps are, which you can't see. See, I'm now taking the staple gun out to staple the top part of the screen before we begin. We have to make sure there's no dips in the screen, and we have to make sure the screen is nice and tight, has a tight tension. I don't have a machine to test the tension. I just take a chance and tighten it up, and hopefully it worked. And every time I did, it worked. There's the staple gun. And you can buy one of these staple guns that come from Arrow Staple Gun Company. But I bought this staple gun off of Macari.com for very cheap, so it was very worth it. So we're going to keep going. So what I'm doing right now behind the scenes is I'm putting the staples in the staple gun to get it ready to staple some. Now I'm putting the camera in there. See, this is going to be fun. This is what I do. I wanted to show you how I was doing the stapling on this frame. But now I didn't show you. I turned it up to higher, which I don't know why I did that. I should have kept it lower. But I'm showing you something. All right, so I'm going to start plugging it in and putting the staples into it. And we will start doing the stapling. For the frame. So I'm putting the staples in right now. And so we can get going on this project that I'm doing today on this video for custom screen printing YouTube channel. My t-shirt business outside of YouTube is Nameless T-shirt wear. You see what happened is I left some staples in the staple gun. And the staple gun, when I opened it up, it popped up at me. Yeah, it popped up at me, but it didn't hit me. And so I had to fix the staple. It came out twice at me, but it didn't flip in my face. It went to the floor instead. And so it didn't do any harm to me. I know more better than that. A lot of staple hit me in the face. It wouldn't be a pleasant thing. So now we got it all ready to go, but I didn't plug it into this yet. I have to get to plug it into the wall socket. Once I get that done, we will be getting it started. And what I do, we'll see. We'll see what we do in a minute. Just wait a minute for a minute. Now we're going to start going up on the top of this frame, which I didn't show. But I'm stapling it right now. I know you can't hear the staple gun running, but it's all right. Staple gun is fine. You can watch it. It doesn't matter if you don't have a video, the audio of it going at it in this video. It's fine, you know. But you can watch in the video anyway. That's my notification going off. So once we get this going now, once we get this, excuse me, got a dry mouth this one. Once you get this going and I show you, I like to adjust this camera thing because this camera is not adjusted to this video. You can't see me doing the work on the frame because I didn't adjust the camera right. But I have to adjust the camera at some point here. You can see what I'm doing. That's another notification going off. See, when you do a mesh on this frame of the screen t-shirt frame, you got to make sure everything is lined up before you start beginning. See, I lined this mesh up, but you can see me stapling something down in the frame, but you can't see what I'm doing. I'm only stapling, what do you call, something that can actually balance it out when you're stapling it. And once you staple each one the right way, it will become real tight on this frame. So you have to staple one part of the screen before the other is done, because that's why you can get this tension tightened enough on this frame. So we have to do one at a time. It takes a while, but it'd be worth watching once you see what I'm doing here. I was having trouble with the staple gun too. It was kind of acting stupid. It was kind of, some things when I was doing the stapling, it was jamming. And I had to force it on there to work. So the staple gun kind of was acting like, you know, didn't want to do the job or something. It was kind of odd. So, trying to hold the mesh and hold the staple gun in one hand and tighten up the mesh in another area. See, when you're doing this, you got to pull the mesh really tight towards you. It's very time consuming, but once you do this, you can actually pat yourself on the back and say, hey, I've done this myself. Wouldn't that be something? As you can see now, I'm stapling it in the frame. That was a notification bell. Stupid notifications. So anyway, I'm trying to tighten up the tension some more for this frame, for this mesh to be tight. So we can get this going. There we go. Here's some staples going now. Cool. There we go. We're doing pretty good progress here, folks. Now we got to do the second line. I think I ran out of staples just now. I only had a little bit in the staple gun. So I gotta put more staples in the staple gun before I can begin to get this job done today. It took a lot of staples to do it, but it was worth it. But that's why we have to reload off and on when you're doing this. You gotta put more staples in the staple gun so you can actually keep going, without any distractions, pausing, getting this screen done. It's very, very simple. Once you get to learn to do this, you'll be your own person that does the repairs in your shop and everything. There we go again now. Here's the second line. We're going to go back to it now. Here we go. So we're going to keep going. Keep going and going and going. So we can keep going and do this. Once we do this, we'll be all set and get this all done. And then we'll add the audio to the film later. So what you see me doing, I'm testing out the tension as I go along to make sure the screen's going to be tightened enough for the screen. You don't want no errors in the screen when for doing this. Everything has to go very smoothly to get this done. So there we go. So stapling some more here. See, I was having trouble with the staple gun. It was kind of having trouble putting the staples in. She was trying to, it was giving me a little trouble stapling the staples in. And it was kind of weird that the staple gun was giving me a little trouble. It's unreal. But it gets going. So it's time consuming. Time consuming. When you have to do this yourself. The manufacturer does it with a machine. But we have to do what we have to do with our own stuff to save money and time and trouble. I was shipping it back and waiting for about 3 or 4 weeks getting it back afterwards. It's not what I want to do. I need them right away, so I'm needing them right away, so we'll see. We'll keep watching this until it's completed, and we will have a good time. Because I hope everyone likes this video. It does show you what it takes to make a screen new again. Putting the new mesh in after the screen gets damaged, you have to put a new mesh in. It's a pain in the neck, it is. But it's fun to teach you all how it's done. That was my notification. All right. Now we got to concentrate on the other side. That's right, the other side of the screen. So we got to go to the opposite direction now. The left-hand side I think we have to go on to. So I have to extend the extension cord after I do some over here. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm doing the top part of the screen now. That's what I'm doing. And then I do the other side, which tightens up the screen really nice and tight. That's good. That makes it more able to tighten up when you do it that way. So we're having fun, folks, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And remember, press the subscribe button, give a thumbs up, a comment, and share if you didn't already subscribe to Custom Screen Printing. And all those who did, give me a thumbs up, a comment, and share. I'd appreciate it. I appreciate everyone that joins the channel and becomes a family of Custom Screen Printing YouTube channel. So stapling more into the top part of the screen, put 2 lines of staples in each side of the screen to make sure it's all snug and tight. So we're going to try to go over there and reach the other side. So now I'm trying to move the camera over. See how you can see the staples on the front, the top part of the screen? That's where I did the top part of the screen. You can see the staples right now close up where I stapled them all down. And now we're doing some you can see. So I'm trying to get the staple gun to run, and I was having a little trouble with the stupid thing because it was jamming. I don't think it jammed right away though. It didn't jam yet, but we're showing how I stapled them. Right up close, you can see the screen, the way the screen's being processed by me. The owner of the name was T-Shaware. So now we have a lot of staples up there as well. It's getting really tight now. So I was touching the screen when I was doing that to make sure it was getting tight so we can get this done. So now I'm trying to put the staple gun over here to reach me, and I was having some difficulty, so I had to go get another extension cord to extend it. I can get this completely done for my YouTube channel, Custom Screen Printing. So now I'm going to extend the extension cord over now to get this all done and completed for this video. So we can get this done. And we can show you how it's done, and you can see how and what you can do in your own shop, being your own boss and owner, and learn how to save your own money instead of spending it out for shipping, handling, and labor, and charge you a lot of money to do your own screens. It won't charge you much, but if you send it out, it will. So So now here we go. I got the extension cord extended. So now we're going to start going on and doing, this is tough part. Alright, there's one staple. There's two now. Watch how we do it now. It's interesting how I tighten up the tension. You have to be straight about the staples. You don't want to hit it outside the screen. I've done that one time before. So it's getting done pretty good, so. So we are going to get ready to do some more here. More stapling in the screen. So you can get going on this screen, getting this done for a YouTube channel, custom screen printing. We ran out of staples, so we got to refill, put more in. It takes a lot of staples to do a screen, folks. So we got to refill, and we'll get this going, get this completed today for this video for custom screen printing YouTube channel today, and hopefully we'll get this done and over with for today, and then I can process the rest of this video and get this up and published. I am in trouble with this staple gun for some reason. I don't know if a staple got jammed in there or in the mechanism. It's really tight, the screen tension. I test the tension with my hand. You put some more staples over there too, I guess. I gotta put 2-line staples over there too, which you can't see me doing right now. Now we're doing this part with another line of staples coming down this end. So we can get this done. The staple gun malfunctions. Just to make sure all corners of the corners are done. Now we're done. And so what I was trying to do next in this video, I tried to go up on top of the screen some more to do some stapling afterwards, and the staple gun wouldn't work anymore. It was jammed. It was weird. You'll see in this video once it comes up to it. You notice this floor shaking in the studio, right? I had a contractor that didn't build this addition too good, so the floor is very weak in this room. I don't know why. He ain't gonna fall to the floor or anything, but he didn't do something right with the foundation. I mean the floor of the room there. But I'm trying to put more staples in this frame. So you make sure everything has a staple in it, like over here didn't have it. So I'm just putting some extra staple where it rightly needs to be. So the frame looks pretty good now. And so we'll show the finishing product off in a minute as we get the rest of the staples I think needs them in there. So we have to get this completed, and once we do, you'll see the finishing video, and you'll enjoy the video, I hope, and leave a comment and let me know what you thought. So we will get this video done soon, I hope. So we can get this going, show you the finishing product. And so we'll see what happens. I had to use a hammer on one of the staples that was sticking out. I had a pile of staples that broke, and I had to hammer it in to make sure it didn't leave a point into it and leave it in the screen. So soon when I unscrew the screen, then we'll see the finishing product. Looks pretty good though, folks. Still using the staple gun on the screen now. Put some staples in the excess area where there are too many spaces on the frame on the other side. So we'll see what happens. Once we're done, you'll see the finishing product. Once I'm done using the staple gun, so you know where I'm done when I stop using the staple gun. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm still using the staple gun, trying to put more staples in some area of the screens to keep the screens from producing air pockets on the screen. Or the air pocket, the screen sinks in. So I'm hitting it with the hammer again. So there goes another time the staple gun is hitting the wood. So we're seeing more and more. Here we go. Soon we're gonna release the screen off the press. So we're going to keep watching. Oh, still using the staple gun. So we're going to keep watching. Oh, I'm taking the excess mesh off the screen with the box cutter now very carefully, but I don't recommend anyone to do that unless they're professional. I think you should use a pair of scissors and go lightly over the screen, outside the screen, to cut the excess tension off the screen. Because we don't want no one getting injured themselves. There we go. We're going to use a pair of scissors instead. That we can. So what should I do now? Watch this now. See, I'm doing that with the scissors. That's what you have to do with the scissors when you cutting the screen down and outside the edges, and we can exactly get this thing done to complete this video. This is the hardest part of them all, doing this, because it has to be very, 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 very done really easy without cutting any of the screens or damaging the screen when you're doing this. So I was hoping we can get this done, get this video over with today. All right, there's one. Okay. So now we're going to hopefully get the frame off the press. But no, we're still cutting the screen off outside the screen. So we can just do this. So we can get this done as soon as possible. That we can get this on the YouTube channel, Custom Screen Printing. So we're still waiting on this to see when we get this done, get this over with. I know I'm narrating this, that's why I'm getting anxious to get this done. So I'm anxious to get this done so we can complete this video. But it has a lot of things you got to do before you can do this video, get this video done, because it's a lot of things you got to do before you get this frame off this press and releasing it. So I'm still working at getting some of this mesh, the excess mesh, off the side of the panel of the screen, that we can call it a day with this job. It took a long time to do this. And I'm telling you folks, if you want to do your own screens, this is how long it's going to take to get this done. For the YouTube channel, we're going to put this video up soon of custom screen printing, and we can get this going and call it a day. So be patient, it will get done soon. So we can get this going. So that's what we're doing, taking the excess stuff off the outside of the screen to make sure there's nothing sticking out, or no seams or no threads sticking over the frame. We're trying to get this done as soon as possible. so we can get this video done today. So we'll see what we do next. Nope, here we go. We're going to let the frame off now. We're finally getting to this last part of the video. This is getting really interesting. And we'll show you what this looks like now once we get this off the press. So we can get this going. So, all right. You see what I'm doing now? I'm trying to fold the excess mesh that's loose under the frame and trying to get my staple gun out. And there's where the problems began. The jamming part started. So we watch. So again, the jamming part started with, now we have to use the hammer on the staple because the staple gun isn't working. You see, when they put the staples in the gun, you will see what happens. And I was kind of disturbed about this. And today I am going to work on that nail with a staple gun again, see if we can get this working to find out what's jamming and everything so we can get the thing fixed. So we're going to staple the top part. I don't think you're going to be able to see this one. So we're going to leave it as that, I guess. So all I can tell you is I'm trying to staple the top part of the screen with a staple gun to make sure all the tension's going to stay tight and everything. So now that's when it started to jam. The staple gun started jamming. I couldn't figure out what's the matter with it. It was jamming. So I think we're going to let this video run without audio because this is all we're going to show. So we'll do it this way. We'll let you watch the rest without audio, okay? Have a good day.